Hey, welcome to Off the Pad Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. That's how we start off. We start off with a little bit of laughter on some stuff that you don't know what we're laughing at.
We are tripping on today. We are tripping.
I am Jayé Corey.
And this is Corey Marshall.
And we appreciate all of you listeners, the people who don't listen and just have it playing in the background. We appreciate you too.
That's right.
Hey, you know what I heard? Excuse me. I got something in my throat.
Let me clear my throat.
I said, are we done?
We finished.
Hey, yo, this is video going around. I don't normally watch videos of like dudes
Slapping mothers?
girls in general. But there's a video of this dude slapping this chick. I mean, it was like a revolutionary slap. Like the dude slapped the crap out of her. Have you seen it? It's a dude in an 8-ball jacket on a New York train.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
But whenever it's like a casting that a fight happened, I usually don't. Don't click it,
dude. I promise, I normally don't watch it either.
I mean, I'm not for more issues, but it's just I don't want to see it.
I had heard about it, and I was like, yo, man, I don't want to watch. But then when they told me what the story was, because I was like, yo, man, the dude should never put his hand on a woman, and I started getting feeling like that. So whenever I saw the video, I never looked at it because I was like, yo, you shouldn't put your hand on a woman. But somebody else who saw it, the whole video, and told me how the chick was mouthing off the whole time, and she just kept egging him on, and she was like doing stuff. And it was like, oh, okay, all right, I can see a guy reacting and just slapping her once. He didn't like beat her down. So this is what the person was telling me. He's like, yo, he didn't like just go and attack her. She was egging him on, and she just kept doing things and she hit him with like a stiletto shoe in the head.
Wow. Was it on the train?
And yeah. So she hit him like in the head with a stiletto shoe. So he just turned around and just slapped her just out of reaction. And it was like, oh, okay, well, that made me want to watch it. Like, okay, so it ain't nobody dying and he ain't like beating her head into a window or nothing like that, because I can't watch that kind of stuff. But he slapped the crap out of her. It was ridiculous. It was like it was a Super Saiyan. It was a Dragon Ball Z Super Saiyan Z.
That's how you do it.
Dragon
You're going to slap him. You better slap him hard.
It was ridiculous. I was like, yo, how do you, but he looked like, that's how he fights regularly. He's a grown dude, but he looked like he fights open-handed. It looked like this is how he practiced the fight.
I mean, but that hurts, man. Like, getting slapped by somebody is like, you slap correct. That's worse than being punched.
I had a homeboy. That's how he got into a fight with a dude. He was trying to protect his girlfriend or whatever. Not protect her, but be macho. The dude was trying to holler at his girl, and his girl was like, nah. But the dude was persistent and still trying to holler. So my boy kind of stepped in the way and was like, yo, you heard her say no. And he's like, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the lady.
Wow.
And he's like, no, well, I'm her man. And now you're talking to me. Because you act like you didn't want to hear her when she said no. So the dude just open hand slapped him.
Wait. He slapped the boyfriend or the boyfriend slapped the dude?
No, the dude that was trying to holler slapped the boyfriend.
Oh, my gosh.
And I wish.
So did she go to him now? Oh, my hero. She changed boyfriends.
Nah. But I just thought it was funny that the dude just open hand slapped him. I was like, what? And he was stunned for a second because he didn't know what to do. And all the fights that he'd never been just open hand slapped to initiate a fight.
I mean, but that's, if you read up, that's how they challenge people to duels.
And
so, I mean,
maybe this dude is from the Roman era.
I challenge you to a
Roman
duel.
Empire. So the dude, my boy, he was like,
classy fighter.
He stood there for like seconds, not knowing what to do, because the dude didn't like slap him and didn't get into fighting position.
He just slapped him.
He just slapped him.
Like, how dare you?
Right. He just slapped him. My boy was like, dude, I felt like such a chick. I felt like such a girl. That was worse than losing a fight.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I've lost fights before.
The fight is over before it started.
Right.
Like, no matter what the outcome, you lost this fight. Because you let him slap
the
you.
Dude slapped
on
you
onset.
and then stood there.
Yeah, that's like the ultimate fight movie, yo.
I was like, yo, that's funny.
Yeah, but you know what video I did watch?
What video did you watch? Give it to me. I said, come on. I said, give it to me. Woo!
That's the joint I did watch.
Yo, I wanted to start a comedy show like that. Like, I wanted to, like, as soon as I get on stage, because it's a hot topic right now.
Yeah.
I want to be like, your next comedian, blah, 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 blah. Jayé Corey. As soon as I get on stage. What I say?
I think he definitely got the last laugh though. He's like gonna be rich.
So what we're talking about, if in case you hadn't caught on, the I'm not gay no more.
I'm not gay no more.
Give it to me, Corey. Oh, pause.
Oh, give it to me. Whoa.
The song.
Hold on. We got it. I'm not gay at all.
Yo, this comedian Rod, man, and you rolling, you listening, you in the zone with my man, Jayé Tola and Corey Marshall. Off the Pad, baddest podcast on this side of the universe. You heard it from me, Rod, man. I'm out. Y'all paying me for this.
This podcast is sponsored by no one. This show is not yet rated. This is one recording. No do-overs. No take-backs. No write-ups. No scripts. This is Off the Pad. And now your host, Jayé Tola and Corey Marshall.
Yeah. Well, today.
Special edition.
Yeah. Might be entertaining. Might not. Well, hold on. So it's definitely going to be entertaining. Definitely going to be something you're going to listen to. But will it be funny, laugh every other second? Don't know. Because this special edition covers a very sensitive, real life, happening right now kind of a topic. You know what I mean? So we're going to try to just... The reason why this is such a special edition is because, I mean, we're comedians. You know that. And if you don't know that, stop playing. But we're gonna talk about... You guys need to get the real Corey Marshall and the real Jayé Tola on some real topics. So, hope you still like us. Matter of fact, I'm going to start a website called Do You Still Like Me? Because you guys
start a hashtag.
You guys are going to get... you're going to get my real feelings. And
you don't give them the real feelings on this one?
I'm giving the real feelings.
I mean, you usually do.
I always give the real
usually
feelings.
Do.
Yeah, but I try to make it funny.
Okay.
And I hold back like certain things on some of the other topics. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just give them this side because it's funny, and I don't care what they think because it's like, well, you don't really know me.
Yeah, you don't know me. Like we on Maury. You don't know me. Boo you. Boo you.
I am not my dad's
you don't
son.
Know me.
Check the like what?
Boo you.
But yeah, so you guys are gonna get some real honest, deep, inside my heart and my soul responses about this topic that we're about to cover. You figured out me. Where did I got that from? Like, was it Blue Hill Avenue? What was it? I don't forget.
I didn't even hear what you said.
Nah,
you said
it was like
Millie.
Paid in full, I think.
What was the expression?
Figure deal. You figure deal me?
I never heard that before.
I think it was paid in full.
Oh.
One of those
playing with somebody's money or something.
Rapper. Like nah. It's like it just means you feel me.
Oh.
But it's figure deal.
Never heard that. Figure deal me.
Yeah, I forgot who said it. It was Method Man, Snoop, or Dame Dash. I don't know. It was on Reasonable Doubt, Paid in Full, Black and Blue. Mm-hmm. It was on one of the movies made by those rappers that were hot in the 90s. Some of them still hot, but it came out in the 90s.
Feel you.
Or it came out in the 2000s. I don't know.
It came out.
It's called Figure Deal. You can Google Figure Deal and where that came from.
Urban Dictionary.
Absolutely. So we talking about regular stuff, or you want to get right into it, brother? Verbal hashtag Ferguson. That's what's going on right now.
So I mean, let's just address it. You know,
we're gonna do it in OTP fashion. It's not necessarily topics, but I guess Jasmine's gonna give us some questions. Is that how we're doing it?
Yeah,
Corey?
she got questions.
She's gonna give us the questions for us, and we're just gonna respond. But just to let y'all know, while we're responding, now notice y'all know we don't research stuff and we talk about stuff off the head because that's OTP fashion, and we're gonna keep it in that fashion because we don't know anything about these questions, and we have the TV on. Just let y'all know we have the TV on, watching the news as we're recording, just in case there's some breaking information that happens.
Yeah, like somebody else gets shot.
And we're gonna talk about it as soon as we see it, just so you guys know that while this is a special edition, we're still going to give you the off-the-pad flavor that makes us who we are and hopefully makes you as big as fans as we intend for you to be.
There you go.
Black rage is founded on 2/3 a person, rapings and beatings and suffering that worsens. Black human packages tied up in strings. Black rage can come from all these kinds of things. Black rage is founded on blatant denial, squeeze economics, subsistence survival, deafening silence and social control. Black rage is founded on wounds in the soul. When the dogs bite, when the bee sings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember all these kinds of things, and then I don't feel so bad.
This is a special edition of Off the Pad Podcast. A St. Louis County grand jury declined to indict Officer Wilson for firing 6 shots in an August confrontation that killed 18-year-old Michael Brown. How do you feel about this decision?
Man, I hate it. I'm gonna start off just mad about this.
Podcast is over. Thank y'all for tuning in. This has been a special edition.
I'm about to burn this place down.
Yeah. I don't know how you feel, man. Let me go first on this one.
First. Dude, I don't want to go first.
All right, yeah, I'll go first. Honestly, I don't know what emotion it is because I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked at their decision.
Church?
I'm not surprised at it. Like, I knew a long time ago that they was not going to indict Darren Wilson.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So if they did, I would have been surprised. I might lose some people. I'm not saying Darren Wilson was guilty. I'm not saying Darren Wilson was innocent. What I'm saying is he should have been indicted. It should have went to it should have went to trial. It should have went to trial. That's what I'm saying. That's the issue that I have with it.
Okay, but at the end of the day, you disagree with the decision because
I
the decision was
disagree.
not to indict him.
After hearing the disposition by the prosecutor,
Right.
Bob McCullough, was it? Yeah, Bob McCullough. After hearing it, and that was a beautifully written dissertation, by the way.
Yeah, the guy's good with words.
He presented that piece of that he presented that statement so well that they're pretty much, after listening to it, I could not be mad at their decision.
Yeah,
I couldn't be mad at it because I was listening to it and I said, well, if this is what they heard, if this is information that they got, there is no other answer, but we cannot indict him. If this is the information that we're making a decision off of that you placed in front of us, then no, we cannot indict this man. So I'm not mad at the grand jury. What I have an issue with is what was presented to the grand jury. That's why I have the concern. Because they took time to they tailored the evidence, of course. They tailored everything to come up to that decision, rather it just being.
You believe that they tailored? I mean, nobody said that they tailored. I'm now speaking from a.
No, they did.
I'm speaking from.
Okay, all right.
From their side. I'm
right.
just trying to play their side real quick. Because they didn't say, yeah, man, we crafted up this and we tailored it towards this. They didn't say that.
Okay, well.
How you feel is that they tailored it.
Yeah, the only way I said it was because if they held this information, why didn't they release all this information at first? You know what I'm saying? If you have an open and shut case that you just told everybody it was, then everything that happened from day one would not have went the way that it did if you had gave us all this information, if everything was open and shut. Open and shut is obvious. That's what that means. It's obvious. It's no matter how you look at it, this is the way it's going to be. This was not an open and shut case. That has had so many questions. There was so many eyewitnesses. There was so many discrepancies. It was not an open and shut case.
Right. And I totally agree with you. Let me say that. So before everybody's listening to get so mad at me for asking or saying the other things, I was just trying to establish or trying to speak from the other side of it, who's defending the decision and all that. And it's because we don't have hard proof necessarily that this was a manufactured presentation, and whether it was sly or behind the doors or not. Nobody has that proof of what was done. Maybe it just actually took this long for them just to get the evidence together, and nothing was made to be one-sided or whatever. And I don't believe that.
I feel you.
Right? Because I definitely believe, and it's just because that's the only thing that makes intelligent, logical sense for it to go for this situation to linger for this long.
Yeah.
And now you bring some stuff, and now it's all this, and it's like, there are way too many holes and too much vagueness and ambiguity for me to say that, all right, this is all that there is, and it wasn't tailored.
And also based off the history of Ferguson, you know, the police force with the town, and even since day one, the way they handled it, it was hard to digest. You know what I'm saying? With the way they left the body in the street, and just you know, the how long the body was out there, and you know, the parents was on the side, you know what I'm saying? They couldn't go to the body, you know what I'm saying? Picture a mother, you know what I'm saying, can't go to the child. That's hard.
I don't want to picture that.
Well, it's hard.
You know
it's just hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
You know what
I'm about to tear up. Like,
Yeah.
you kidding me?
They blocked off,
Are
you
you
know,
kidding
of course, yeah, you close up the scene, you know what I'm saying? Okay. It was unprofessional. You know, there's reports of the CSI people, the guy, the photographer, and not having batteries in the camera. Really?
Son.
Really?
Yo, when I heard that, dude, I
Really?
almost broke my own TV when they reported that
He didn't have batteries
the
for his
medical
camera.
and nobody had batteries. Well, first of all, he didn't have batteries. It's already stupid. And second is nobody had batteries for his camera.
But
You couldn't
nobody had a camera.
You couldn't do it on the phone.
Exactly.
You couldn't do it.
You couldn't draw a picture of what happened. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't draw a little sketch about, okay, well, I'm going to make these notes, da-da-da. But the fact that nobody had a camera phone.
They said a medical examiner did not have his proper gear to properly assess the scene and capture the scene at the moment to be able to come up with a professional analysis of what happened. Get out, man.
So if your medical examiner is unprepared to do his job, how unprepared is everybody else in your community to do their job?
Bingo question.
On the spare of the moment. On the spare of the moment. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about Darren Wilson. How prepared was he to do his job, to make last-minute calls, make last-minute decisions?
Wait, hey, before we get too far, like
Okay.
we have questions that people want us to answer, right? Like let's stick to
Gotcha.
Jasmine's
questions?
Jasmine's
Okay,
first
okay.
question was
All right.
about the decision, and you got your piece. I don't know if I got everything I wanted to say out of that, so let's just stick to the.
Go.
Like, I mean, I told y'all this is an emotional conversation. It's controversial, and we got our own thoughts that we're trying to give you guys right now, but we're trying to keep it in OTP fashion. So I believe I've already said that I don't believe that the decision from the grand jury was correct. I wish there was so much more. I wish I could have been. You know, here's the thing about this jury. I don't think I could ever be on a jury. Whether it's a trial case that goes whether it's a civil trial, a criminal trial,
Okay.
or a grand jury decision, because all these facts that they presented to the grand jury for the Ferguson thing, for me, is like, I don't need all those facts or all that evidence. I need just a couple of pieces of evidence, and the rest of it is irrelevant to me. It's like, all right, this dude was away from the car and you shot him. Okay, that's everybody agrees with that. All right, then you shot him a couple more times. Everybody is in agreement with that. The guy doesn't have a weapon. He's not making any kind of gestures towards a weapon. He's not reaching in his pocket. He's not reaching in his coat pocket. He's this far away from you, but he's charging at you to the point that your life feels threatened. Get out of here. You can't back up. You're 100 and some feet away from your own car. That's what everybody agrees with. Well, but you're not supposed to run away. You're supposed to protect. I mean, I can hear those arguments, but to me, all that's irrelevant. You already tried to do it a couple times. I just don't believe that he's coming at you full speed and with no weapon, and you feel like your life is threatened. So I'm already saying you need to be put in front of a jury, and this needs to go to trial. From my opinion, just for having that many shots. The dude doesn't have a weapon. Whether his hands are up at an angle or his hands are up with his palms out or his palms in, whether his hands are 180 degrees in the air or 90 degrees to the side.
Or he's doing a Macarena.
Right. Either way, his hands were not in his pocket or his jacket. So that's enough fact for me to say this is worthy of being heard in front of a trial. I don't know. Like, I don't know all of the legal stuff, and I feel like maybe I'm biased. I don't know. I'll be open to admit that.
Mm-hmm.
But there are a few facts that I think that's all I need for me to
What are the facts
decide.
like? Was he white? Was he black? There you go. That's all the information I need.
No, I'm
Okay.
not. I'm not that biased. I'm not racially biased.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the fact is that, I might have said this before. I don't know, but he was shot. Mike Brown was shot inside the car, at least once. Then he got to 150 feet away, and
Speculated.
officer was chasing him,
Mm-hmm.
and he got within enough distance to shoot him again
Mm-hmm.
before Mike Brown turned around. Now these are the facts, minus the fluff and minus the holes.
Yeah.
He was shot, and Mike Brown came back. Whether he was charging and running, who knows? But he was shot 4 more times after that. So he was shot at least once in the car, at least once 150 feet away, because his blood is there.
Mm-hmm.
And 30 feet closer towards the car, he was shot 4 more times.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, that's all I need to know. That says that this is not justice.
Okay.
And the fact that he didn't have a gun, he didn't. It ain't like he showed a gun. One report is like he was reaching at his waist.
Okay.
His homeboy said he was pulling up his pants,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not too hard for me to believe.
Yeah,
that
and you know what? That's the first thing that came to my mind. That's the first thing that came to my mind. I did not think gun.
right.
I think if somebody's walking or running, he's pulling up his pants.
Yeah, especially from the culture that he came from.
He's pulling up his pants. That's the first thing that comes to my mind.
Right.
Yeah. And also because, I mean, if he had a gun, it would have been pulled way before this happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wasn't running away to have like a Wild West showdown. You know what I'm saying?
Count the 10.
Yeah.
Turn around.
You know, you get 150 feet away, you turn around, put your hands to the side, and then do the draw. I mean, that's not what was happening. You know, you draw your gun when you feel the threat.
Yeah. So that decision was bad.
Yeah.
In my opinion. So that's all I got to say about that before I go too far on the rest of it, because I don't know what else Jasmine has.
Black rage is founded, who fed us self-hatred, lies and abuse, while we waited and waited. Spiritual trees in this grid and its cages. Black rage is founded on these kinds of things.
Do you think that Officer Wilson was innocent?
You want to take this one first, too?
My answer to that is
Jeez.
I don't know if he was innocent. I don't know. I'm not I don't have the information, the true information to make that decision. So I don't know.
I don't think that question is meant to be is he legally innocent, like under the law from Constitution Section B45 31. Dude, I think they're just asking, do you think that he
in all fairness,
innocent?
I don't know. I don't know if he was
Okay,
innocent.
all right.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just making sure you're trying to say, well, I don't know the section of the code in
no.
Missouri 35.
Because honestly, I can say that I don't know all the facts. You know what I'm saying? Something did happen at the car. I don't know what happened at the car. Something did happen afterward. All I do know was that Mike Brown was gunned down. And when stuff like that happens, you know, I do come from a law enforcement family, so I can see both sides. I can see the threat that was perceived, and I do think that Darren Wilson was scared. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that he definitely was scared out of his mind. He did see him as a threat.
Okay.
And he exercised what he felt was in procedure to do.
I tell you what, he better be in witness protection. And if not, well, if he's not already in it, he better be in it after tonight. He better be wherever George Zimmerman is. Like they could grow up and start their own police force.
That'd be a movie.
The Wilson and Zimmerman police force.
WZ. World War Z.
Get it.
Boom.
So,
and if he was innocent, I don't have a problem with that.
So I definitely don't think he was innocent.
All right.
I mean, we could play hypotheticals and say if he was innocent, I wouldn't have a problem. Like,
all right. What do you mean innocent? Like what are we talking about? Like
Well, that's what I said. Like, it's not the legal term. When I say I don't think he's innocent, I mean, and maybe I misinterpret the term innocent, and maybe that's the case. Maybe I'm still hanging on to.
As far as he didn't do anything wrong in the case, or
Okay, well, if that's
in the situation,
if that's the definition, then yeah, I think he absolutely did something wrong. I think his reaction to the situation was unjustified and inappropriate. Those are what make me say that he's not innocent.
Okay.
On the other hand, like I said, I don't know how innocent is interpreted across the board. So let me get this out there.
Not guilty.
For people that might be thinking something differently, I think in his mind, I believe in his mind, in Officer Wilson's mind, he felt like what he did was correct.
Well, he said that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I believe him. I don't think he was lying about that he felt that it was correct. I believe that he felt that he was correct. And to me, that's the bigger problem.
I don't know if I even believe that. I do believe that after that happened, he felt some type of way. He knew in his mind, oh, my God, I made a mistake. That's what I feel.
Okay.
I feel like he felt like he made a mistake. Boss, you need to fix this.
Okay.
I shot somebody.
I hear you.
Let me get my story together. Because it ain't an open and shut situation. Something got messy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know where it went wrong. I don't know where it went wrong, but something went wrong on his part, possibly.
So let me say that
even if Mike Brown was aggressive.
So let me say that I don't disagree with the idea that he felt remorse and wrongdoing when the action first took place, and that he was looking for a way out, and it was, hey, boss, I messed up, clean this up, blah, blah, blah. I'm not denying that. That very well could be. But I believe that he has, over the last 3 months, that he has built in himself and believed in other people who supported him. And he's taken advice from his counselors that are on his side, his managers, his boss, his commanders, his partners, people that aren't even police enforcement or law enforcement. I believe he's gotten that so much into him over the last 3 months that now he actually does believe that he was justified. He no longer has remorse and sorrow for feeling that he did something wrong. That's what I mean by I believe him now when he says, yo, I did nothing wrong and I'm fine. I believe he does have a clear conscience because I believe that he believes that he didn't do anything wrong. Even if at first he felt that he did something wrong, now he doesn't.
Okay.
He's trained his mind. He's tricked his mind. And I believe that he believes that he's innocent. I don't think he's innocent just because there's no justifying that to me.
I mean, you know, that you said to you. And in my mind, you know, I want to believe that, but I mean, dog, you know what I'm saying, that's a hard situation. I'm going to put myself in his shoes. That's why I say that. I'm not saying I would have shot him. No, I mean, I don't know. I just know how things can escalate when both sides don't respect each other. You know what I mean? If the police doesn't respect, you know, the person they're pursuing, it's going to go bad. It all starts in conversation, and that's how stuff gets escalated. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what kind of altercation they had, but also as a black man, there's like 0% chance that I would get into an altercation with a police officer.
I don't know about 0%. I've never been in altercation, but I've been in strong arguments with police officers.
Your mother was in police.
Well, aside from my mother.
I was about to say, do not talk about your mother. Like, that's unfair, Corey. Like, none of us have this story.
Aside from my mother, I have been in strong debates while being arrested with police officers, but never like an altercation.
A physical.
Never a physical altercation, but like strong arguments.
Did you know that they were police officers?
Yeah, they pulled me over.
Okay. Well, I asked that question because I almost got physical with some people, but they were undercover.
Okay.
And they were just grabbing me and telling me to go to the wall. I was like, what? Like, no, who are you? Like, this is about to be a problem. And then I saw the badge. And I was like, oh, well, dude, you got a
still have to identify
a leather
themselves.
jacket and a T-shirt and some jeans. Like, you can't just tell me to go to the wall.
Yeah.
You know, but okay. All right, so you knew that they were police officers and y'all had some words or whatever. Yeah, but still, I don't see. It's very rarely. I mean, I said 0%, but I don't mean like really, really 0%. But I can't think of a situation right now that'll make me want to put my hands on.
Have to foresee a chance. I'm saying it's like when I don't know. I mean, I'm happy that you never. I mean, I'm not wishing on you like one day it's gonna happen. I'm not saying that. Like one day it's gonna come like like puberty. It's gonna happen one day. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not wishing.
What is
on
puberty?
You.
I've never had puberty. Just do it. I'm joking.
I hope so. Yeah, that goes without saying.
Nah, man. But it's like you stole something, and the police pulling you over. Whether they
you're not talking about me. Are you talking about me or?
No, I'm talking about Mr.
I
Mike
got
Brown.
the situation.
Yeah, he knows for himself that he stole some stuff, and the police is telling him to stop and pull over, or not pull over, but be still.
That's kind of debatable because there's so many different reports about the store situation. There was it was Swishers or something like that,
or cigarillos. I don't know if they're the same thing.
No, cigarillos. Yeah, okay, I got you. Well,
I don't even know if they're the same thing. One report said some store called the police about some Swishers being stolen, and Mike Brown had cigarillos. So I don't know if that's the same thing or what. I don't know.
There's probably a guy with cigarillos. Like, yeah, got the wrong guy.
Or with Swishers.
Yeah, Swishers. Yeah.
But
now what?
But he did steal something.
I mean,
that's not who the police came for. I think that's the story.
Well, what I heard was that he didn't have the money to pay for them, so he put the money he had on the counter, which still wasn't enough. So he walked out with the items, saying that I come here all the time. That you should let me go. So he walked out with the items.
I think that's still stealing.
Oh yeah, no doubt, I'm still stealing.
I don't know. I don't understand how you get into an altercation. Nobody denies that. So as far as all the witnesses' accounts and the physical evidence and all that, there was a physical altercation in or near the police officer's car. And for me, like I just can't imagine. I mean, what would go down to make that happen? There's nothing. Like I know I've been black for too long for me to think that would even be an okay reaction to anything that the police officer would say. But when you're angry,
I mean, when you're angry, you do something. I'm not saying he did it. No, listen. I'm not saying he did that, but I'm saying when you're angry, sometimes you do irrational stuff. But here's the thing: a police officer, almost anything could be perceived as a threat. And then once they perceive that threat, they act. You know what I'm saying? A hand movement in any direction can be perceived as a threat. So exactly. So I mean, anything. You know what I'm saying? A police officer could have done anything, and that's in any situation. So we could turn to like a tutorial. For anybody, is just like if you went in prison of police officers, any strange movement could be taken as a threat against them.
The only, I guess, the piece that I do want to say is like, I mean, just going off of what you just said. I do believe that there should be better teachings in communities. It's like on one hand, it's like, all right, so you're black, so you're not supposed to do this. But then I can already hear rebuttals from people saying that, well, the system should be different so that, we shouldn't have to walk on eggshells as black people. Like white people don't have to walk on eggshells when they do certain things. But black people, you shouldn't teach us to walk on eggshells. The system should be different so that everybody's walking on the same terrain. And it's like, yeah, I understand that, but right now we have to walk on eggshells. So let's walk on eggshells while we're making that difference to change the terrain. What's
going to change that?
Not fighting a cop in his car. Like,
what about?
I don't know if that's going to change it, but don't do that.
I
don't have a suggestion for change. Don't be black. Get born white. All you people. If you want to make
it, had a choice.
I'm gonna tell you like this, black people, get reborn as white, and you're safe.
I'm not black no more. I'm not black no more.
I don't like pigment.
I said I don't like pigment. No more chicken. Chicken.
That's funny.
How do you feel about the protests that are happening around the nation?
With all the protests that are going on, how do I feel? I've never been big on protests.
That's interesting. Why? Why do you have that state? You never
not
participated?
So no, I don't mean it in a general sense, but for for the protests that I see publicized
concerning this one or protests in general.
Protests in general.
Okay.
That I see publicized. Now it could just be because of the publication, but I don't see positive intention on a lot of them. Now, private protests and stuff that don't make the news and stuff like those are normally intentful. They're normally impactful, and they're normally to effect change, or to affect change. But stuff like this, the Mike Brown protest, I don't know that the majority of people. I don't know that they're not, but I don't know that the majority of people know how to go about bringing the change that they're expecting these protests to bring. There are tons of Fergusons across the world.
We should have slogans. Remember Ferguson.
Remember Ferguson?
Yeah, remember Ferguson.
That's a new slogan.
They remember the Alamo. You know what I'm saying? We all remember 9/11.
Who remembers the Alamo?
I mean, hey, the people that was, I remember the Alamo. And I don't even know what happened in the Alamo. But I remember it. I know something if you remember it.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a belief that the majority of people who are protesting in quote unquote honor of change as a result of situations like this, I don't think the people are doing what they say their protest is about.
All right.
If I were to randomly pick the people that are protesting and just pick one and say, hey, what is your cause?
Mm-hmm.
And how is this protesting helping towards your cause?
Mm-hmm.
I have and because this is totally a speculative
Understood.
belief. I don't know. I haven't done this.
Yeah.
But I believe that the majority of people wouldn't be able to answer those questions.
Okay.
They say, well, yeah, the cause is because what they did to Mike Brown is wrong. Really? And that's it. So this is your whole protest all about just Mike Brown. I mean, I believe Mike Brown is one case out of a million that happened across America, and I'm not trying to denounce or demean Mike Brown's situation, but the protest, what I imagine, the intent from the leaders of the protest have a bigger picture and trying to stop this altogether, and they're not trying to find retribution for Mike Brown. And I think that's the misguidance that I believe most protesters are having right now. They're trying to do something to rectify Mike Brown's situation and not to affect change for this situation happening.
Now you talking about in Ferguson or like other cities?
Across the board.
Okay.
The question was protests across the nation.
All right. Gotcha. All right. I don't know. I kind of feel that there's a difference between, from what I've seen on television, I'm not there in the certain cities, in the big cities that's having a protest. It looks very organized. The one in New York City, they are marching down the street for miles. And it's a peaceful protest. In certain cities, they do have the sit-ins. They have the people protesting in a peaceful fashion. The one in Ferguson, not so peaceful. My reason for that is because Ferguson is where it happened. There is a pain still there. You know what I'm saying? The people are hurting. Yeah. It's going to be hard for them to do a peaceful protest because they still have that anger because it just happened. It is obvious that protesting is pretty much a demonstration of what you're speaking against or what you're speaking for. Protests, they do work. The civil rights protests, they have had a big help in the way that things are today. It shows that people are concerned, that they're concerned enough to have a demonstration. They're concerned enough to shut down things, in order for things to be addressed. Because sometimes, hey, you may have issues, and if you don't yell and scream, make a big fuss about it, it's going to be dismissed because it doesn't seem like the issue was that big because they just move on. But when you have a group of people with the same mindset that, hey, this is a problem, this is an issue, look, we're in front of your face with this, we're not going anywhere, you need to fix the situation. And when you get enough people saying the same thing, something will change.
Okay. So my thoughts about that. a protest should only be a one bit of how someone goes about impacting a change. I don't believe a protest should be the only thing. So for everyone that's protesting, to me, that's expressing and that's saying that, hey, I disagree with this result, outcome, law, or policy or whatever. And that's one step to create awareness. You get 5 million people protesting and standing in front of stores and walking through streets or whatever, saying the same thing. Then there's like, okay, so the people who's not part of the protest realize, all right, all these people feel this way, or else they wouldn't be doing all this. So this is obviously something important, and higher ups are taking note of that. Then what you have to do is also go through the correct channels of getting these changes started. Don't stop at just protesting. Don't stop at just walking through the streets or standing in front of a store.
Yeah, well, I don't think that's what's happening. I think there are stuff being done, and I think there's stuff going on now. I think the national protest is good because it's showing that it's not just a problem in Ferguson, and it's showing that people do recognize that, hey, this is an issue, not just in Ferguson, but here as well.
I agree with that.
We have this issue here.
Yep.
We're not going to stand for it. We're aware of what's going on.
Or even if it doesn't happen there. Right.
We're aware.
They're aware, and it happens anywhere,
and we see y'all doing this, and we want this to stop. Like, we're not going to just sit down and let you treat us like this. And I think because when you raise the awareness, stuff will start changing. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully. You know what I'm saying?
Who's going to start changing it? Is my
well,
question.
All right. If we're talking about the protest against whatever the issue is when it comes to the misconduct of police officers, or I think police officers will start being mindful now.
And my thing, I just hope that these protesters don't stop at protesting.
Okay.
And I hope they continue to be in on city council meetings, and I hope that they continue or begin to write letters to their city council members and to the mayor and of their respective cities and the governors and attorney generals and all those proper people to try to get these unfortunate I don't know, thoughts or behaviors or teachings. I don't know where to or how to fix it, but the word needs to get out to them past protesting is all I'm saying.
I think they would do that. Maybe not everybody, but I think there will be people aware that that's what needs to happen, and I believe that people will do that. Of course, not everybody, but I think it'll happen.
I would just hope that if you're willing to walk 5 miles and scream something, take 20 minutes to write a letter.
But you know what? I don't even want that.
700.
I don't want that.
I bet you 700 letters on an attorney general's desk or your mayor's desk in the mail would probably bring more change than 700 people protesting in the middle of a street.
But you know what?
I don't know that to be a case, but I'm going off.
I wouldn't want that to happen because I wouldn't want everybody to write a letter to my mayor about the thing that I have been concerned about. I don't want Crazy John to write no letter about the concern. No, Crazy John, you just march. You know what I'm saying? Just come on, hold this sign for me. Don't write no letters. Just join us in this protest.
Okay. I hear you.
Let the letter writers that can communicate effectively do that part. You just march with us, Crazy John.
So sure. So have one letter written.
Here's your teeth.
Have one letter written.
Or have
700 people sign it.
Okay, there you go. A petition.
Give me a petition. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Give me that.
All right.
But just don't stop at protesting.
Gotcha.
Maybe a letter isn't the right way. I don't know what the right way is, but I don't think it should end at protesting.
Mm-hmm. Protesting
should only be a nugget into the change that we're trying to impose.
Old-time bureaucracy, dragging the youth. Outrageous founded on blocking the truth. Murder and crime, compromise and distortion. Sacrifice. Who makes this fortune? Greed falsely called progress, such human contortion. Black wages founded on these kinds of things.
Do you agree with the looting?
Yo, these are some hot topics back to back. What is going on?
It's that controversial one, but let's bring it in again.
Yo, these are some controversial topics back to back.
That's right. These are hot topics.
You just as whack as the first time.
Because you said hot topics. And then I was, yeah. You said hot. You took my word. I was going to say controversial. So it's just like, you took my word. I don't have a backup. So it's just like, I took yours. It ain't sound right.
I like loot.
I don't agree with it.
I want some loot.
I mean, who wants loot? But yeah, you don't want to loot stores out of anger.
If we looting for loot, then maybe I might be all for it. Do they got safes in those places that they're taking over? Don't set it on fire. What is looting? Is it just stealing and taking stuff, or is it like does it include vandalism and destruction?
I think it encompasses. Well, you know what? Maybe it should have been rioting, because that's what the term they're using.
Rioting is looting, a general term, right?
Yeah,
looting is just stealing stuff.
Looting is specific. Looting is specific when
Right.
you're actually taking.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah, but the rioting is the encompassing thing that of what's going on. The burning, the buildings, the looting. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So rioting encompasses all of that. That's what you're saying?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Right.
So maybe that's.
Just so Jasmine, your question is stupid.
Well,
and-
well, Jasmine probably just asked the question that she got, but let's talk about the rioting.
yeah, we'll broaden.
Of
your
course, I
question.
don't agree with the
Yeah.
looting. You know what I mean? But
I don't know much about riots and boycott and all that, but this is like way off tangent. But
you said boycotting.
I met this white girl at a club,
Mm-hmm.
and she looked like a hippie white girl, right? She had like braids and barrettes in it, right? She told me she rode a bike to the club. And this is a nightclub, the dance nightclub.
Mhm.
She rode a bike to the club like 2 miles, cause for body reasons or physical reasons,
Mhm.
and just cause she didn't feel like driving or whatever. And I was like, all right, whatever. What was funny to me is first of all, our first date, African art gallery.
She took you to an African art gallery?
Yes.
Okay, hold on, wait. The white lady that rode the bike took you, Jayé told, to an African art gallery?
I went to pick her up. I said, I'll pick you up, and I'll take you anywhere you want to go.
And she wanted to go to an African art gallery?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't even know where we were going. I thought we were going to like a restaurant or something.
So you didn't know what an African art gallery was, but she knew what an African
Yes.
art gallery. Okay.
Yeah, she took me there.
Okay. She took you there. Right.
And I was like, oh, okay. And then when we walk in, but there's a whole bunch of black people in there. She's the only white person in there,
Mhm.
but everybody's looking at me because
Rightfully so.
Because I'm not even reading any of the culture. I'm not looking at any of the sculptures. I'm not
Mhm.
looking at any of the paintings. I'm not reading any of the history on any of this stuff because I don't know what I'm doing in here. And I'm not an African art dude. I don't do art.
Mm-hmm.
But she's like all up on it, and she's like, "Oh my god, yeah." So this guy that painted this, he painted this other one, and she's giving me the history behind the dude, and I was like, "What?
Wow.
Why do you know this?" Like, oh my god, like this is crazy. And but later she showed me a picture of her in the news, in a newspaper, for protesting something in some city. I don't even know where it was. It
Mhm.
wasn't in Richmond. It was like in South Carolina. She was part of this big protest
Mm-hmm.
down in South Carolina or something. And she like made news because she was handcuffed, because they were asked to they were asked, I don't know exactly what they were asked, but they were asked the rioters or the protesters to do this or do that, and they were like, no, we don't stand for that. We will stand for justice and blah, blah,
She was
blah.
an activist.
yes.
Cool.
And she was just going over how many protests she's been involved in
With the White Panthers.
across the country to raise awareness for all these different things
Mhm.
and to settle social disputes and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what?
This was up.
How did I meet you?
Yeah.
But that was our last date.
What?
It was
I
our-
can't go with activists.
It was our first and last date. Well,
Mhm.
it was mainly because we went to Bottoms Up Pizza,
Mhm.
and she had this pizza with a whole lot of onions and peppers and mushrooms, and she came back and
I gotcha.
she tried to kiss me and didn't brush her teeth.
It was just too much for
I
you.
just didn't like that.
You know, I'm cool with your activism stuff, but your breath is just a little bit too much for me to take.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with all, being cool for black equality and things like that. And, civil injustices and stuff like that. But your breath is kicking.
She knew so much about African art and the history. I was like, what? I'm not the dude for this. I'm not that African Americanly aware. Like, like, I didn't know that's the term.
It is now. It is now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I like loot. So if I can go in somebody place and steal money, I will absolutely. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm not even going.
You're incriminating yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Well, this is a podcast. This is not. This is free speech. I'm not incriminating. You know how many people rappers say they didn't kill somebody on their albums? It's free speech. This is an entertaining podcast. This is not out. This is not like CNN. I'm all about news and I'm 100% correct.
Yeah, but if somebody was to get killed, and that rapper has a song about him killing somebody, they would use that as evidence. They say, here in this album, you said that you shot such and such in the dome, and you actually shot such and such in the dome. Were you talking about this murder? We're going to use as evidence.
I don't know. That one's tough. Like, that freedom of speech is wide, man. They got lawyers specific to the First Amendment. They have First Amendment lawyers that only do those cases.
Hey, there's a lot of people in jail, brother.
All right. Well, you gotta go there. Yeah. So all right. So I'm just playing about. I like looting. I don't like looting. I do like loot. but yeah, man. But to broaden it to writing, yeah. I mean, I disagree with writing, looting, all that stuff. I mean, obviously that sounds like an obvious question. I don't know anybody that would be asked this question that they would say, yeah, they think the looting or rioting is okay. Yeah. Well, actually, I'm not instructing anyone to do this, but the people in Ferguson, I'm not mad when they set the police cars on fire. You set the police cars on fire. I wouldn't be mad if you set the police station on fire. Set all the police stations in Ferguson on fire. Set every police car that comes through Ferguson or any surrounding city in town. Set all of them on fire. Don't have people in it. I don't believe in hurting people.
Hurt them buildings.
Yeah, destroy the buildings. Go to the courthouse. Burn that down. Don't have any judges in there. I don't want, like I said, don't want to hurt people. Make sure the cleanup crew's out. Like, don't hurt any innocent people.
That's gonna be a whole immigration thing.
But absolutely burn down the courthouse and the police cars. Burn down the prosecutor's car in his house when his family is not in it.
Go ahead and get a whole bunch of arson charges, people. That's what he's trying to tell you. If you're gonna go down for arson.
I don't mind that, but don't steal nothing from innocent.
Just burn it down. Don't steal nothing. Just burn everything you was gonna take. That's what he's saying.
Well, actually, if you go to police, all right. So if you want to have some fun, take a police car, hotwire it, drive that joint, and then drive it off a cliff. Jump out of it. Drive it off a cliff. If you want to have a fun time driving a police car.
All right, now I'm not gonna lie, everybody. I did not know it was gonna go to this extent. Like you said, this is unscripted. So I didn't know he was gonna. I don't condone that at all.
Have fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, burn that all the people. Just do it with the law enforcement property. Anything that has anything to do with law enforcement, just destroy all of that without harming people.
But all right, here's the thing: they can't get to it. If they were able to get to it, it would be burning.
All right, well, I guess
you can't do that. The whole crowd was pushed into an area that they didn't mind burning.
Yeah,
that officials didn't mind burnt. They protected what they wanted to protect.
So you're saying that the police force and the National Guard protected like the courthouse and the police station, the important stuff, and pushed the people away to
not only that, but
McDonald's, Walgreens.
Protected the nice part of town. Yeah.
Okay.
There was no $high businesses. Nordstrom's is still there. You know what I'm saying? Nordstrom was not touched. You know what I'm saying? It's still sitting right there. You know what I'm saying? The nice places were fine. They pushed everybody out. They passed the smoke. They shot the smoke and stuff like that, the tear gas, the nice areas so that they can run. And once they started going to the places, okay, all right, this is the South Side. We good. We good.
Because you said smoke and tear gas. So let's talk about that inconsistency that we witnessed.
But there was both.
The police, was it both?
There was both.
It was just smoke?
There was, no. It wasn't just smoke, but there was smoke, and there also was situations where they used tear gas.
See, there was a tweet from the Ferguson Police Department. Was it Ferguson Police Department?
Police Department.
That the tweet said, we just released, because we saw it on the news, everybody's watching this stuff live, and it said we had just released some smoke to disperse the crowd.
Yeah.
But then...
the
news reporter who was on the ground said they had on gas masks, and you could feel the tear gas coming through the gas mask.
Now, when that happened, I still had to look on my face because I didn't. The report said it was Don Lemon. I mean,
hey, let's not talk about it.
No, I'm gonna talk about Don Lemon. I mean, because he's a reporter.
He's a lemon of a reporter.
Yeah, I mean, his name says it all.
Fits, yeah, I don't like Don Lemon. I'll say that.
I was never a fan. I tried to like him, but I just, it's just this guy. He's just doing too much or not doing enough.
Yeah, he's a trip.
Yeah. So I mean,
and he did report that there was tear gas. He was the one that reported that.
Yeah, I mean, and there probably was.
So
tear
it could have
gas.
been smoke, like the police department said, is what you're getting.
And then the thing that, I'm pretty sure that yes, they did use smoke. They was evidence of them using smoke, but there was also evidence of tear gas being used as well. So yes, they didn't lie, but they just didn't tweet that they was also using tear gas. They didn't have to tweet. I'm wondering why are they tweeting in the first place. That's like my thing. Okay.
So yeah, so with the looting,
I wonder did they follow back?
Looting and the looting and the rioting. Nobody agrees with that. At least not the way they're doing it. I mean, they're destroying innocent stuff. I mean, that just sounds ridiculous. Like, why do that?
Well, I mean, they're angry.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean,
and you got to take your anger out.
I'm not upset. I'm not upset. I mean, because it happens. When the verdict came out, Mike Brown's mother came to the courthouse, and the stepfather, and there was a scene where she was talking, and she broke down crying. The stepfather hugged her, consoled her, and then turned around to the crowd and gave the order to burn this place
crap down.
Burn it down.
Burn it all down. Burn this crap down.
Burn it down.
That's all he said. I don't think he said burn the town.
I don't know. I know
he lives there. He wouldn't say burn the town.
I don't know what he would.
Why are you?
I would say that.
My thing is, why are you burning barbershops and everything? Like, where you can go get your haircut tomorrow? Like, you just burnt your barbershop, and then you're gonna have to have a mini fro.
Maybe he just wasn't. He wasn't specific in what he wanted burnt down. That's what I'm saying.
So they didn't burn down the Walgreens. Now his grandma can't get her meds. Like, dude, y'all are like, that's ridiculous. Why are you doing that?
Hey.
Now I understand burning the food market that I'm about to call him Trayvon, that Mike Brown had came out of. Mm-hmm. I kind of understand it. I mean that's still silly. I mean, he stole cigarillos out of there. But they had the don't shoot hands on the window. Like, but the dude was supporting it. The dude that he stole from
be an idiot not to support it. Are you serious? And matter of fact,
they still broke into that.
And I don't even know if those were like the don't shoot. And it was like, no, don't come in here hands. It was like, I don't want your business hands. Like, whoa, stay back hands. He pushed me hands.
Nah, those are the don't
Black
shoot
jazz
me.
hands.
Oh,
that's what
shut
that
up. Nah, he wasn't like that. He was a cool little Indian.
One little, two little, cool little Indians. Four little cool little Indians.
Yeah, man. That's like, so I don't think anybody in their right mind would agree with that kind of reaction to the stuff. But it's not far.
I can understand.
It's not hard to understand. Right. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's not hard to understand, man. You got all this kind of anger built up, and for people who are judging it, you're not there.
Exactly. That's my thing.
So you cannot imagine, as much as you say, man, if I can put myself in those shoes. Nah, no, you cannot.
I think I'll be right there rioting. Matter of fact, you know what? I would help organize the riot. I would be one to write. Well, I think I could
burn down McDonald's.
I'm not speaking what I would tell them to burn down, but
okay.
I'm saying I would work, because if it happens, I don't want this to be on record. But I would organize a riot.
Yeah,
very well.
Yeah, no, I believe in you, brother. I believe you have those leadership qualities. Like, I know the McDonald's that I would burn down right now in Richmond.
I wouldn't burn
down.
No,
I'm joking.
I would leave the McDonald's, because the people that's going to be helping me with the riots are the people that be working at McDonald's.
I'll tell you what.
And plus, after you finish rioting, you're going to need some breakfast.
Yeah, that McRib.
And McDonald's open up early.
That McRib, I don't know about the breakfast, but that McRib, when they come through, ridiculous. Ridiculous. No, I wouldn't have minded seeing if all those people had their arms raised, walking towards the police.
Okay.
And towards the police station. I don't think they were doing that. They had like without the signs, like not even any signs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because the whole thing was hands up, don't shoot, was like the motif of the protest, at least in Ferguson, and I think it's being spread across all the other protests.
But also,
hands up, don't shoot. Like, if they all had, if there are 1,000 people with their hands up, walking towards the police, then what? Like, I think that would be a sign to the police force. Like, oh man, these people are trying to show
But that comes with organization, and it
Right.
takes time to organize something like that, and it takes trusting people to organize. You just can't have people just joining protests. You know what I'm saying? An organized protest, it's people
Okay.
that been prepped. It's people that's been informed. It's people that is trusted by the protest organizers to do. In the civil rights protest,
They had leaders.
the sit-ins, they were trained.
Yeah.
It wasn't just people. I'm gonna go sit in too. You know what I'm saying? And just sit down.
Right.
No, I mean, because once somebody threw a bottle, no, they would have.
It's over.
Yeah, it's over. You know what I'm saying?
Brawl
So,
time.
brother, you can't participate in this sit-in
Right.
because you won't be.
Civil and
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I don't even know if it's civil is the right word
Well-
to describe that. You won't be obedient. Like
This ain't the route we're trying to take with this.
Right,
with
right,
this sit-in,
right.
you know
I
what
was
I'm
like, I
saying?
don't even know what
This
the
ain't the
word-
route we're trying to go. So we need people that's gonna help. That's gonna,
that don't mind getting abused. and
yeah,
spit on.
hey, yeah. So
Not that they don't mind it.
that doesn't mind putting
Okay.
themselves in harm's way. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? To bring about this peaceful protest. So you need organization, you know what I'm saying? And that's where it's effective. But when you just have people that just showing up or, hey, yeah, don't shoot, hands up, da-da-da. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be as organized. It's not going to be as peaceful because everybody's not having the same mindset. So, I mean, and that's not a knock against it, do it. But there is a difference when you can actually organize a peaceful protest, or when you can organize a protest. There is a difference.
When the dogs bite, when the beatings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember all these kinds of things, and then I don't feel so bad.
What type of change do you think will happen from these events?
Events, I'm assuming you mean the riots, the whole incident, the attention. I think that what type of change will happen? It'll definitely raise more awareness. We kind of touched on it earlier. I hope that law enforcement officers will be mindful of their steps that they take. I hope that citizens will be more mindful in the interaction with officers. You know what I would like to happen? Here's what can be done. Let's have this. Let's get the people everywhere educated on their civil rights. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee a lot of people don't know what their civil rights are. They don't know if their civil rights are being violated or not. Let's get people educated on what their rights are. Let's have police officers, city officials that understand what civil rights are, educate communities in what their civil rights are. And once people get an understanding of that, I think, hey, they'll appreciate what's going on. And they'll have an understanding on what can be done and what can't be done.
Do you actually mean like in a school initiative, like their classes to teach
A community initiative, no.
rights?
Well, that'd be great too if it's in school as well. But no, a community event where have it at the library or have it at a school where anybody in the community will come, 7:00 p.m. or something like that.
Okay.
You can have people come in and teach classes. Make it an ongoing thing. If you wasn't here last week, we're gonna have it again this week. For the month of such and such, it'll be an ongoing thing. You know what I'm saying? Every Saturday at such and such. Hey, we're gonna talk about civil rights. We're gonna get everybody educated. We're gonna create pamphlets, pass them out so that you understand what your rights are, and if they are violated, you understand what just happened or did not happen. That way, people will be easier to comply with police orders. You know what I'm saying? Because my civil rights are being violated. You violate my civil rights. You don't know what the civil rights are. You're just saying it. If you actually know what they are, you will understand. You will be able to have a reasonable argument with whatever's going on. But if I have an understanding that this police officer is doing nothing wrong, I don't mind answering the police officer's questions.
Weird surprise, is it myth or illusion? Forcing you back into purpose confusion, like human trafficking or blood transfusion. Back is founded on these kinds of things. Victims of violence, both psyche and body. Life out of context is living ungodly. Politics,
Final words and closing remarks.
Here's a slogan that I want you all to understand. You all need to understand: if you're black, stay back. That's so stupid.
Advice is this, if you're black, stay back.
The Budweiser band. Do you get it?
I got you. Like
Budweiser,
but
Wise
Wise
man.
Man.
I'm trying to put them together. The Budweiser man, the Budweiser.
I got the correlation. Budweiser not.
You know what? I'm gonna start a hashtag.
Budweiser man.
That's dope. Yeah, I'm gonna start a
Okay.
hashtag, and I'm gonna just be dropping drunk advice all over Twitter and
Just
Facebook.
leave the race out of it. Just
if you're black, stay back.
Stay back.
You heard me. If you're not white, you ain't right. That's so funny, yo. I'm sorry. No, I told y'all I was gonna be entertaining, and this is an entertaining podcast. Stop expecting me to be all politically and socially correct.
Yeah.
That's not what this is for. If y'all want to hear, if you want to hear my honest opinion, if you want to hear Jayé's honest political and social opinion, I don't care, because this is this is off the bat, and I'm not gonna give it to you.
I'm not politically correct no more. I'm not politically correct no more.
I said I like funny.
I like funny.
I like funny.
Funny.
Oh, that's hilarious. The story is still developing. So please, when y'all, by the time you hear this, don't take this as an end all is all. Like,
I didn't know you were gonna end in something controversial, man.
No, I'm not going
All
to end on anything
but-
controversial. I just want to let them know that the story is still developing.
Okay.
So closing remarks may change. This is the closing remarks to what we've known so far. So there might be some other stuff that make me want to come back and say some other stuff that I can't say, because obviously this is recorded.
Okay.
So, closing remarks. I disagree with the decision from the grand jury. I believe Officer Wilson was wrong for his reaction. Something we haven't talked about, man. I don't know if do we need to close? Let's keep this open for a second. Yeah, let's keep this open for a second. But we're going to give these people what they need. We're giving these people this conversation. I know we're going to, this episode is getting long, but they're going to listen because this is what they asked for. We didn't talk about this. I've heard, or I've seen, I've read a whole lot of reviews on social media, on news networks, where people are commenting and saying that this is not a race issue. We haven't talked about that yet, and
Okay.
Jasmine didn't ask us this question.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard several people say this shouldn't be a race issue. It happens to everybody and blah blah, and it happens to white people. This is not about black or white. Officer Darren Wilson in his interview said that if it was a white guy, he would have reacted the exact same way.
Okay.
And I want to bring that up because as much as this type of thing happens across the board to other races, I do believe that it's a race issue.
Okay.
For this particular case, I do believe that it's important that the world understands that it's a race, or believes and understands that it is a race issue, because while it has happened to a white guy here and there, an Asian person here and there, it happens way more frequently
In the black community?
right to black people coming from non-black law enforcement
Okay.
people.
Good way to put it.
So I want to make sure that is heard from me. At least that's my opinion. That it's a race issue. It's fact that it happens to more black people. That's a fact. It's not my opinion. My opinion is that this particular instance is a racial instance. I believe some of these reactions from law enforcement are based on race and clothing. I'll go as far as clothing. If Mike Brown was in a suit, I doubt that he would have been shot 6 times and shot at least 12 times. I doubt it. I could be wrong. This is totally speculative.
They shot Suge Knight.
The police. When you shot in the car.
No.
And he probably had on like a Gucci suit.
Suit is a suit.
But I believe. But so I saw somewhere where this guy did a study. They were going into this, I forgot what building. It was some important building that was supposed to be heightened with security, and a white man dressed like a like a homeless person walked in to interview like an executive in the building, and he wasn't stopped at all. Black guy walks in with the suit, and he was stopped.
Okay.
And questioned by the security up front.
Where'd you get that suit from, sir?
Yeah, one thing that was mentioned recently in all the CNNs and news that we've been watching. It was said, it was reported that Officer Wilson came from a police department or a police group that was disbanded because of bad social perceptions or
misconduct
or race. It was discovered that they were being racially biased or otherwise socially biased towards some of their actions, so they had to disband that police force, that group, and then he became a Ferguson police officer.
Yeah. Welcome to the team.
Right. Right. So
glad to have you.
So his beginning was from a situation or an environment
that was hostile.
Right.
Yeah.
So let that be heard. And if y'all hadn't heard it before, you heard it here first on Off the Pad, and you can Google that, because this episode is all, we're giving you the facts this time. We're giving you what we know.
As best as we can.
We're giving you what we've been reported to, or what has been reported that we've witnessed. I mean, obviously we weren't there.
I've been upset with the whole incident, with the reactions from the people on social media. That's upsetting me.
I feel you. No,
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of stuff that made me want to unfriend some folks.
Yeah. I have unfriended. Well, I unfriended somebody by accident, and then I had to friend them again, and you just unfollow them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
'Cause I just don't want to see their input anymore on what they have to say. All right. I think that whenever an incident like this happens, yeah, you are entitled to your opinion. You are. You can say whatever you want to say, but I think it's a good choice to well, I shouldn't even say that because it is freedom of speech. When it comes to Corey Marshall, what I try to do, I think about what I'm saying before I actually post some stuff, because it is social media. It's not a private conversation. I am aware that other people are going to see what I'm saying. So I try to be careful that the words that I'm saying, they don't incite any anger, or they don't stir up any negative emotions. You know what I'm saying? I won't resort to name calling. There's no point in name calling. There's no point in making accusations. You know what I'm saying?
So, all right. So just because you said that, I'm gonna come back to that in just a second. But just because you said that, I have been known to just post some stuff that the people don't like, like, and I've been,
and that's the yin and yang of this podcast.
I've been hit with 100 inbox messages and comments on certain posts and text messages and even phone calls. I got phone calls about some stuff, and I was like, dude, it's Facebook.
Yeah. No, but like, I mean, yeah.
Like, stop tripping. This isn't my diary.
I know
I'm just
you.
Talking junk.
I know you. So I mean, Jay was being funny, but there's people that don't know you. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm trying to be more mindful of that now.
And
because you
can hit triggers. You can hit triggers in people, and they react. You know what I'm saying? And now you just send off negative energy. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't even mean to.
Right. And I'm trying to be more mindful of that now. Like, I've been sat down by people and it's like, yo, I understand what you're doing, and you're a comedian and blah blah blah. And people, it's like, but you don't know everybody in your Facebook world, and they might take it differently, and you'll never know. And then it sparks something over there, blah blah blah. So now I'm trying to be more careful about what I post. Like, I always talk about my girlfriend on Facebook, and I block her from seeing it, and she never knows.
That's funny.
I'm just playing.
But not only that on Facebook. I mean, but what if we have that kind of mindset in our regular conversations? You know what I'm saying? If we're mindful of what we say, I think that is a step towards change. You know what I'm saying? If I respect somebody enough that I'm not going to say certain things about them, I'm not going to talk to them a certain way. I think that's a way to spark change. Because
to lightly tap on just some verbiage that you used a few moments ago, you was like, you're mindful about what you.
I try to be, yeah.
And and name calling is unnecessary, and that's all you said. You didn't add any context around it. So, and I'm not gonna deep dive into that, but just because you said that, I think what you were trying to say, not that you said anything incorrectly, but to call it out. There's a way to have an opinion on the left side or the right side, and whether your opinion is on the left side or the right side is irrelevant. You can do whatever you want on social media or in live conversation with folks if you believe the left side versus the right side. But the point is, there's a tactful way to do it. Is that not where you're going? You don't have to name call. You don't have to down. You don't have to down anyone. You don't have to disrespect anyone because you have a different opinion. You can believe in the right, and you can talk about believing in the right, and you can post it on social media. You can talk about it in live conversation. But there's just a tactful way to do it. Or you saying if you're on the right, then you're wrong, and don't do that.
No, I'm not even saying you're right or wrong. You can say whatever you want. Not you, but I'm saying when you post, you can say whatever you want on social media. Yes, you can say whatever you want in conversation, but you're not helping. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
All you did was just add more. You added more fuel to the fire. That's all you did. You brought a bucket of fire. You threw fire in the fire. Well, no, you just threw fuel. You threw some fire. You just added fuel.
Like this dude just
to the
Hadoukened.
Yeah.
Like I want to meet this person that's throwing fireballs. Yeah. Like how do y'all get a bucket of fire that I can toss at someone? That would be awesome. Next time my girlfriend tells me she's not cooking,
Hadouken.
Where's my bucket of fire?
Yes, so that was, my kind of thing that was getting to me. Seeing like a lot of ignorant posts, and I do say ignorant posts because they're ignorant posts.
Dude, there's a ton of ignorant posts that I can't.
And it comes from both sides. And the thing about it is just like
there's ignorant posts claiming claiming left side, and there are ignorant posts claiming right side.
And there's just ignorant posts that just ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? You ain't claiming nothing. You just talking. You just talking.
Yeah.
And you don't even have a point of view.
Yeah.
You're just talking.
Yeah.
Because you're dumb.
With no agenda. Like, I mean, some people, there are some people that I know that want to just spark controversy because they just like, they like to have their social media channels filled up with just talk. Who don't really mean what they're saying. They just say ignorant stuff just because. But I know them, and it's like, okay, all right, you just being you. But then, like you said about me, like you know me, and some of the things that I put, I don't give second thoughts because all right, this is me, and I'm open book, and I just try to be transparent. And that's like, all right, well, I got to calm down. Anyway, there are some people that are just putting stuff who they're just that ignorant. Or stupid, or whatever the term is, that are posting some of this stuff on these social media channels, and it's like, all right, so I just know that I can't be friends with you, and I hate for something like this to be that kind of a situation. For it to take something like this for me to understand a person better, I guess. But I guess it's not too far fetched because like I don't know these people for reals. I know you through association or, you've seen a show and that you've enjoyed and we became friends because of that. But then when I see 10 ignorant posts in a row about a certain topic, it's like, okay, so now you're letting me know who you are.
Yeah.
I don't want to see what you post. So I hope you still come to a show.
Yeah. And not only that, I mean, maybe I'm looking into it wrong, but I do have a problem whenever I see posts saying, look at these idiots rioting. Look at these idiots looting. Look at these idiots in Ferguson doing this.
I think the emotion is coming out.
Look at these idiots doing that. You know
I didn't think you were going to call it out. I didn't think you were going to talk about it.
I mean, I have an issue with that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, okay, well, you said what you said, but look at the idiot posting on Facebook. Look at you. You know what I'm saying? You're not helping.
I agree. I will say that I agree.
And what you're doing, you're just adding to all the negative talk that's being said, you know what I'm saying, about the whole situation. You know what I'm saying? I mean, whatever. Maybe I didn't really express it. I could do it better in writing, trust me, but whatever. But
this is what authorities are using as support for what happened.
Yeah.
No, yeah, they're animals. They're acting like animals. Of course, they're gonna think they're animals when they do this. So they're animals. So when we see them, they treat them like animals. He's a demon. I forgot what the reporter said, but Officer Wilson referred to Mike Brown as a demon.
And don't refer to me as an animal. Anybody. I hate that.
Yeah, no.
Don't do that. I've been in situations where I was at a comedy club one time, and the audience was laughing, and I was in office, happened to be in office with a person, and I don't know if this person, yeah, it had to be a manager. The manager said, "Man, look at them. They're in there laughing like animals." And I was just like, what? Animals? They're just laughing like people. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? And it was it was a black audience, and they was laughing loud. But he said, look at them. They sound like animals. And he looked at me as if I was supposed to agree. I'm just like, nah, I don't think so.
Right.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't like the comparisons. When you start doing it, you give permission to other people to do it. I'm rethinking some things,
right.
You know what I'm saying? About how things are addressed. You know, I had issues. I'm even though I hate to admit it, I hate to say it, I'm rethinking my whole use of the N-word. You know what I'm saying? I say it a lot.
You do say it a lot.
But, I had an incident where elderly black woman came up to me after the show, and she was like, I really enjoyed the show. And she gave her point of view. And I haven't heard that point of view before. And, it's something that I would take into account. You know what I'm saying? So, it just making me more mindful of the things that I'm saying, not only on stage, but, off stage as well.
Yeah. And what's crazy that y'all don't know is, like, this episode is probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours long. But it was actually 7 hours long at first. But we had to cut out the amount of times they Corey said the N-word, and it took 5 hours of record time.
This is day 2. This is day 2 actually of us, recording something.
We're trying to extend this Ferguson topic for you guys.
But hey, thank everybody for listening, for taking the time to tune in to this special edition podcast. It may not have been laughs all the way through. Probably wasn't any laughs at all. But thank y'all for being loyal.
And you got some insight, man. Y'all got the inside of Corey and Jayé, in our hearts, our souls, our minds. So hopefully you appreciate that we're not afraid to be real.
I'm not afraid.
He's trying to, I don't know what he's doing right now. But
singing.
I hope you guys understand what we try to do for you guys. I mean, we love you. Thank you for your attention, your avid tuning in, your support. And I think that's all we got. Hey, look, check me out on my website, jayetoler.com, JAYETOLER.com.
Something like Usher.
Spell it out.
JAYETOLER.
You've used that one before, Corey.
But it wasn't on a podcast. It was yesterday. If you're wondering, saying what song was being played, we kind of chose Lauryn Hill's song, Black Rage.
Black Rage.
That's what you've been hearing for interludes. It's a pretty good song, and listen to it. And this is Corey Marshall. I guess I'm signing out, right? Corey Marshall. You can find me online at IamCoreyMarshall.com.
You just checked into a special edition of Off the Pad podcast. Spread the word. Tell your friends. Let's see. Let's see how many people we can get to listen to this joint. If you got any questions, you got any topics, you got any comments, just hit us up. Off the Pad is on Facebook. It's on Twitter. We also have a Gmail account, Off the Pad Podcast.
All that stuff, son. Do it.
You guys take care.
No justice.
No peace.
Go.
Thank you for listening to Off the Pad Podcast with Jayé Corey and Corey Marshall. Be sure to find us online at offthepad.podbean.com. Follow us on Twitter at offthepad. You can also be a part of our Facebook page. Once again, thank you for listening to Off the Pad Podcast. And remember, even with your hands up, there's still a Negro % chance that you will be shot.